Today, I've had a lovely weekend. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. I went to see Emma Doran last night. She's a comedian. Um, I think I think I was definitely outnumbered in terms of gender balance. So I spent International Women's Day in the company of lots of women, and had a good time. But I'm not going to talk to you about Emma Doran, although I recommend you go and see her if you haven't. She's very funny. Um, what I spent my weekend doing, as I often do, is think about education, and I was uh, particularly interested in what we were talking, the reaction to my post on Friday. I asked people the question around a study that Emma O'Kelly reported in the RTE, on RTE, around how it was reported that teachers feel more at ease or more comfortable with children and families from middle class backgrounds. I think the headline was clickbaity, of course, and it did its job, because there's a lot of people angry about it and really wondering what was the question, how could such a thing be. But I was kind of glad to sort of see, because I thought it was reasonably fair. Quite a few people thinking that this was fair and this is true. And mainly it came from people who come from lower socioeconomic backgrounds, who have gone into teaching and spoke about, you know, their time in college when they sort of first noticed it, but less so as a teacher. And there's a lot of comments around younger teachers these days being much less classist than older teachers. That's one question I might have for you there. Do you think there's a divide, a generational divide in classism? I don't know. Um, I one comment that came in, which was backing up the study, was, of course it is. Achnihin Kiro Gala. There's your shocked in Guelga from me. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? I want to talk about blind spots, because I think when you see a headline like that, or potentially when you read an article by me, because I've got myself a reputation for being provocative, um, even though I don't mean to be, is to automatically be defensive. So, most people are like, "That's ridiculous. What was the question? Should I treat all my children equally?" Blah 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 blah. And we know that can't possibly be true if we really think about it. We aspire to treat all our children equally, but we can't, and that's not always for a bad reason. Often they might have an additional need. Perhaps they're a different faith to the ethos of your school, and or there's um, perhaps there's some other reason why we don't treat people equally. We try and treat them with equity. We try and bring our classrooms to be a place where every child is included. And we know in the system that we have that's impossible. I mean, when it comes to additional needs, we don't have enough resources, we don't have enough training, we don't have enough money, we don't have enough anything, and we're working within a structure that is falling apart in terms of special ed. When it comes to ethos and patronage, you can't fully include a child who is of a different denomination to the school, and so on and so forth, and all the rest of it. So, what I wanted to say is, what are the blind spots that we might have as teachers in the system? Obviously, my obsession is on patronage. When I talk to teachers about it, when I'm writing about ethos, and I'm talking about the role of religion in schools, and I'm talking around that kind of thing, for me, it's all about patronage, and it's all about a blind spot that you have. Um, you have children in your classroom who you think you're treating completely equally, even though you're saying Catholic prayers or whatever, Jewish prayers, Muslim prayers or whatever, but Catholic prayers in the main. And that already is not being inclusive. And I'm not saying this as a place of criticism. My first job was in a Catholic school, and it didn't even occur to me for at least a year that I was doing exactly that. I never even considered that all the children sitting in front of me weren't included, even though it turns out that that was the case. So I'm interested in what are your blind spots? Maybe you might share them with me. And I'd love to hear them because I think there's plenty more. It's not just socioeconomic stuff. It's not just religion. There's additional needs. There's everything. There's everything and everything. So let me hear what you think, and I will chat to you tomorrow, I hope. Take care. Bye bye.